Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle Knapp, and today we're going to be talking about the importance of standard operating procedures for a flight department. So let's get right into it. So from this kind of point moving forward, we've kind of established, let's say we've kind of established um, our flight department, and we're really looking to make sure that our flight department is being safe in the way that we operate. And a big part of that is kind of, for the flight crew to follow SOPs, standard operating procedures. So today we're going to be looking at an incident that took place, and we're going to basically evaluate, how they used SOPs, what they could have done differently, stuff like that, and just kind of change the way that they done things to make this incident not happen. So here's some information about the accident we're looking at. Located in Columbus, Ohio. There's the accident number. Happened January 10th, 2007, about 3:30 Eastern Time. The registration number is a Learjet 35A, and the aircraft sustained substantial damage, no injuries, and it was conducted. The flight was conducted under Part 135, air taxi and commuter, and it was non-scheduled. So what happened? It was a cargo flight at night under 14 CFR 135. Captain and the first officer, the only ones on board. At cruise, the captain attempts an intentional aileron roll. Captain loses control. Airplane enters a nosedive. Airplane overspeeds. The airplane kind of gets those excessive G's when he tries to pull out of it, and there was substantial damage to the left wing and the elevator control assembly. So kind of talking about this flight and talking about what kind of happened here, obviously this isn't something that we really want to be doing with the airplane at any point, but it's quite possible that, and I couldn't find from the report that this was against any standard operating procedures, because there was no one else on board. It was just the captain and the first officer, and so it's kind of unclear whether this is a acrobatic aileron roll or a just, you know, a bank. But either way, the captain loses control of the airplane, enters a nosedive, gets those G's on the airplane, and does damage to the airplane. And so kind of, looking at this, how do we prevent this? Well, standard operating procedures are a set of step-by-step instructions compiled by an organization to help workers carry out routine operations. And so this is really important. I'm sure that this flight had SOPs. It's standard for 135 and 121 operations. Usually you have an FOM to follow. The problem is that sometimes everybody doesn't follow them. And so, in any flight department, whether you're commercial, whether you're a big 121 operation, 135, or just kind of more private, you need to promote safety in your flight department. You need to be able to, say, hey, this sort of thing should be obvious. We shouldn't be trying this, And when you kind of promote that safety, you promote trust between the flight department and the company. So for our sakes, for our company, we would hope that this would never happen, because we want each and every crew member and each person involved in the flight department to realize the importance of SOPs and to realize that they are essential for safe and efficient flight. And so if we follow those SOPs, we ensure efficiency and consistency for all flights to come. And so with SOPs, it's not necessarily that we have SOPs or not, because that should be standard at this point. Everybody should have SOPs, standard operating procedures. But the way that you encourage them and promote them in your flight department is extremely important. So moving forward, that's something that we want to do as a flight department, is promoting the safety. So, with that said, SOP incentives and penalties. Deliberate breaches of the FOM and SOPs will be penalized. Right now, we don't have anything definitive for the flight department, but be warned. Like, the FOM is not a suggestion. It is rules to be followed. On the other hand, $100 gift card for any suggestions for SOPs and FOM revisions that are made. We need input from the pilots and the crew members to be able to make effective FOM procedures. And this is, of course, for suggestions that are actually taken under consideration. Obviously, we're not going to give away $100 gift cards to everybody, but and then on top of that, employees that do not break FOM and SOPs each year will get 3 more vacation days. If you break one, you will not get those vacation days. So maybe a little bit of an incentive to follow those standard operating procedures and not incur those penalties as a part of the flight department. So that kind of sums up the presentation on the importance of SOPs and how we're going to encourage them moving forward in the flight department. I hope that this was helpful for you. Have a great day.